Hey guys, I'm standing here, I got my Jeep in the air back there, and I'm talking to y'all today about my Mammoth control arms for the Jeep JKU. Got these from Extreme Terrain. They are very inexpensive. I think they're $600 to $700 range. I'll put the price in the description below, and I will put a link in the description as well. And just so y'all know, I have no ties to Extreme Terrain. I actually tried to just get an affiliate program set up with them, and they don't even do that. So there is absolutely no ties whatsoever to Extreme Terrain on with what I'm doing here. I'm doing this for y'all because there are control arms out there that are the average is $1,000 to $1,200, and they go as high as I think some of the real nice ones are closer to $2,000, maybe even just north of $2,000. Which is, I'm sure it's a high quality part and everything, and the price is all depending on what you're looking for, really. But if you're looking for something bare bones, it's going to get the job done. It is adjustable, so it will go with your lift. I really think this is a pretty good option, as you'll see with what I'm fixing to say. I can't complain about the control arms whatsoever. They've held up really well. So let's dive right in, and I'll give you a look at the control arms after, I think it's 3 or 4 months worth of use, and some pretty hard wheeling. So here we go. Okay guys, so this is the front lower, and as you can see, there's no slop in it whatsoever. It's good and tight. These joints right here are a knockoff of the Johnny joint, and it has a polyurethane insert with a ball joint type thing in there that is fully rebuildable. I don't know how to get the parts for it just yet. I think you have to call Extreme Terrain, and maybe they can hook you up. I'll try to figure that out before release of the video, but I'm pretty sure you can get the stuff from them. If not, I'm pretty sure it also uses it's the same size as the Johnny joint. I would have to double check on that as well, but you could probably use their parts instead. But I do know that they are rebuildable because they have snap rings, and you can always punch those out. But as of right now, they've held up really well. I can't complain whatsoever. Every now and then you'll get a little squeak, nothing major. The only complaint that I really have is the fact that this one right here, the grease fitting was not on the bottom, and I can drill that and do that, but I would have to do it right. I need to remove I need to take the joint down and pop out the bushing and everything. And to tell you the truth, it's not that big of a deal for me. I just pop the bolt out, drop it down, and hit it with a little bit of grease. But regardless, that is a complaint that I would have against it, because there is no place for it underneath here. Some of the other joints have place for Zert fittings in both the top and the bottom, and that made it real handy, because some of them I actually put a Zert fitting in both so that I would have be able to get to it from multiple angles and get a little bit better grease coverage in there. And if I couldn't get to one, I could get to the other. So there's that one. This one right over here is in the correct place, as you can see, and also no play whatsoever. All right, the top ones, they are in a good spot on the top for the Zert, and also no play whatsoever in these joints. And I've heard a lot of people complain that they had some problems with them. And let me tell you guys, whenever you buy these things, you need to grease them when you put them in, okay? If you're not greasing them when you put them in, you're making a big mistake, because they're probably not going to be filled with grease. I greased mine, and they took a lot of grease whenever I was doing it. So I'm pretty sure they'd ship them dry. And also no play whatsoever. And this one has no play. These up here have some play right here, but they're supposed to, because they have let me see if I can get, yeah, they're supposed to, because they have joints on both ends. So that's why they have some play. See, just a small amount of play in those, but it's supposed to, because it has joints on both ends. But back to what I was saying, you really have to shoot grease in them in the beginning. If you don't, it's just the metal on the rubber, and all you're going to do is, first time out, you're going to ruin them, because friction Hello guys, friction is going to destroy them. So be sure that you lube these things, that you grease these things before you install, as you're installing them, and keep them greased, because like I said, I shoot some grease in mine about every time I'm under here. I'm not this time because I just got back from the Mojave Road, but I grease them just about every time I'm under here. But everything's looking good, and nothing but good things to say about these joints. They are definitely on the budget end of the spectrum. As I was saying before, they're definitely on the budget end of the spectrum. They're not as high quality as some of your higher end joints like the Metal Cloak. And you know, to tell you the truth, I don't know how they would compare to a Johnny joint. I feel like they're pretty much the same thing as a Johnny joint, but I do know the Metal Cloak makes a pretty awesome joint that's to me would outperform these if you ask me, just looking at the technology. But I think it's $1,400 for Metal Cloaks. I might be wrong, it might be $1,200, but you know, for all 8. But it's a made in America product. These are made in China. I am on the more budget I am more budget minded with my build right now. Eventually I do plan to switch over to an American made product on a lot of this stuff, and then I will probably give away the parts that I have currently, because I'll probably upgrade to Metal Cloak everything. Like when this stuff starts to wear, springs start to get weak and things like that, I'm gonna probably go with a Metal Cloak 4.5-inch long arm kit. But it is a Chinese made part, so keep that in mind. I do want to support the people here in America, the workers here in America, and I will eventually be swapping out for an American made product. But whenever you're doing all this stuff, you know, it gets expensive, and sometimes you need something to get you by until you can get what you want. And this is exactly what I've used these for, is to get me by until I can get what I want, and then I'm going to end up going with a higher end product. Are these okay to run for long term? Probably. There's probably nothing wrong with them. Like I said, as long as you keep them greased, I don't see where they would fail any sooner than a standard Johnny joint would. But I'm sure that, like I said, the Metal Cloaks are a lot better, and their RPM, I think RPM makes a set, and they're really beautiful. The fit and finish of those things are spectacular. Would love to be able to afford those, but those are also on the high end of the spectrum. I think they're around $2,000 or more for a set of those, and I'll put that in the description as well. But the fit and finish of those things are amazing. Oh my goodness, they are gorgeous. You know, there's a lot of companies out there that make really good parts, and that they manufacture them right here in the U.S. And if you can, support those. But if you can't, that's what these are for. These are for the guys that are really building on a budget and don't want to break the bank, and still need to have their vehicle be able to get aligned and you know, flex like it's supposed to, and not bind up. And to me, this is a really great option because it gives you the adjustability. So that's my 2 cents. Take it for what it's worth. Until next time, I hope to see you out on the trail.